The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew. After Jesus had been born at Bethlehem in Judea during the reign of King Herod, some wise men came to Jerusalem from the east. "Where is the infant King of the Jews?" they asked. "We saw his star as it rose, and have come to do him homage." When King Herod heard this, he was perturbed, and so was the whole of Jerusalem. He called together all the chief priests and the scribes of the people and inquired of them where the Christ was to be born. "At Bethlehem in Judea," they told him, "for this is what the prophet wrote. And you, Bethlehem, in the land of Judah, you are by no means least among the leaders of Judah, for out of you will come a leader who will shepherd my people Israel." Then Herod summoned the wise men to see him privately. He asked them the exact date on which the star had appeared and sent them on to Bethlehem. "Go and find out all about the child," he said, "and when you have found him, let me know, so that I too may go and do him homage." Having listened to what the king had to say, they set out, and there in front of them was the star they had seen rising. It went forward and halted over the place where the child was. The sight of the star filled them with delight, and going into the house, they saw the child with his mother Mary, and falling to their knees, they did him homage. Then, opening their treasures, they offered him gifts of gold and frankincense and myrrh. But they were warned in a dream not to go back to Herod, and returned to their own country by a different way. The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord.
The word Epiphany means manifestation, showing yourself, show off, so to say. God wanted to show Jesus, his son, not only to the poor and shepherds that he met when he was born, but a few days later we have this legend in our faith. It's a legend, it's a manifestation, it's something that it has passed to us in tradition. Whether it has actually happened or not, we don't know. But what remains out of it is the symbolism, the images, and the signals and signs that gives us to apply to our faith. First of all, until a few years ago, the church used to believe, our church, our Catholic Church, used to believe that only those who are baptized in Christ, Christians, are to be saved. The others were doomed, so to say. Today we know, even this story itself, this legend itself tells us that God did not send his son only for the Jews, for the selected few people, but he sent his son for all his creatures, for all the world, for all human beings, and even the world itself to be saved. So God is amongst us, for all of us, without distinction of color, race, or religion. That is the first lesson that we hear today and that we take from this story. The second one is the star, which is prominent, the way the kings And by the way, speaking of all nations, that's what these three kings represent, all nations. So God came from all nations. And then the star. The star is the prominent element in this story. The star that showed the way to these three kings to find Jesus. God also sends us a star. Not only one, many stars in our life. We all go through experiences in life, relationships, changing jobs, changing friends, changing cars, changing issues, changing where to live, changing nations, going abroad, coming back. So many experiences of our life, sickness, broken relationships, mending relationships. These are all the stars that God shows in our lives, and we have to catch their significance. Every time something like this out of the ordinary that happens in our life, we have to make a fundamental question. What does God want from me and from this star that I have just seen in my life? And according to the way we look at it, at the star, God gives us His meaning. God leads us to a solution. If we are enough faithful to our faith, as we have seen last Sunday, where Mary pondered about the experiences of life she had, about the star she had seen before the Magi, when the Christ was born, when actually Gabriel the archangel had announced to her that she was to become the mother of God. That was the star that she received, and we too receive the stars, and we need to ask every single time that something out of the ordinary happens, crops up, so to say, in our life. We need to ask this pertinent and important question. And then, of course, we need to live a life of gratitude. Gratitude of the life that God has given us, with all the stars that we have received from God. Even the stars that we didn't like so much, the bad experiences, so to say. We need to have this sense of gratitude. And remember what St. Augustine used to say, and said once in his famous quote: your life is God's gift to you. What you make of your life is your gift to God. The life that we have is not ours, it's God's. God gave it to us for a certain period of time on this earth. He gave it to us, He lent it to us, so to say, and they said, now, what are you going to do with this life? Are you going to keep it for yourself? Are you going to live in a moody way, or in a negative way, or in a selfish way? Or are you going to be like Jesus was, giving your life to others, helping others, helping the poor, being sensitive to the needs of others? This is the life I want you to live. And this is what we need to give to God. Our life, how we live our life, is our gift to God. He is expecting this gift from us. First, for our own sake, because He wants us to live well here. And when we give our lives to others, we live well here on earth. And then He wants us to receive this gift from us as our gift to God, in recognition of the life He is giving us here on earth. We have this prayer on the screen to say together. Look up, O Jerusalem. Watch the world running to walk in your light. But where is Christ to be born now? In our hearts. Then let us search diligently for Him. We are the sparkling and the dim, the kings and the beggars, the border agents and the undocumented. Shine your light on us. Let your star chase away our dark. Glow and grow within us.